So this next video is brought to you by someone named Homath. I definitely recommend that you go check out his videos if you really like to get a good perspective on what the dating world is nowadays, because it is getting wild out there, you guys. It is getting absolutely crazy, and I'm so happy that I'm not in the dating scene because that would drive me absolutely nuts. So on this video right here, we're going to talk about what these people bring to the table. What is the table?
What
Are
do
they
I
the
bring to the
table?
table? Excellent question.
See,
I am the table. What
she's
do
the
I bring to
table.
the table?
Oh
I
my God.
am the table.
I am the
You
table.
are the table.
We're not looking for no more tables to sit at. Let me
You are the
remind
table.
you that you are the table.
What is the
I
table?
am the table. The TikTok girls say this a lot. They've been saying it for years.
But what does it mean?
What the hell are they talking about? Are they saying that they want to be an object that you drop your shit on at the end of the day? Well, no. Actually, what it means is
What do you offer?
I deserve. So when they say
Deserve maxing?
I am the table, what
The
they
deserve
think
maxing.
they're
That's what
saying
it is.
is I deserve to be treated well
be
by a
treated
man
well.
in a relationship. What they're
How many times have you
actually
heard that before you
saying
broke up with
that
a girl?
most of them don't know about yet is my relationship
Insane.
needs are not connected to my sense of self-awareness because I don't have one. Here is a depiction
think
of
all
somebody
your
who
worth
does
is
not know what she
existing-
can fetch on the market. She is the table. This attitude is more
No.
common than you would hope,
Delusion.
leading to
That's what it
problems
is.
like demanding too much, avoiding people who won't give it to
Don't
you,
simp. Yeah.
leaving
Girls hate it
people
when
who
you don't
can't
simp.
keep up, and then
Toxic
believing
ones.
that your value goes up over time and wondering why you're not married. So first I'll explain what's going on in the culture and
Okay.
how value
baseline,
transaction works in
guys.
relationships. And then I have a solution for you that I made these special pictures for. I'm an artist. I even updated my table. The younger
Here's a
generations have low
geometric
self-awareness,
cube.
but it's not just women. I get a lot of these guys in my comments too, and you
I'm an
don't
alpha
want to
male
be
in my
one.
mind.
The surprise I have for you later will help
Same
you
level
develop
delusion on the flip
self-awareness,
side.
which will also help you help women do it, but it's only a start. You have to keep learning, and nobody can take that away from you. If you're watching this video,
Okay.
hi, you probably enjoy what I do, and I would never be able to do it if I did not figure myself out first. And I could never do that without
Oh, we're going
studying
into the
exactly
ad,
the kind of
guys. We're going
content
into
you
the
find
ad.
on short form. This
So I'm
video is
guessing the
sponsored.
table is
No one
supposed to
can
be
read
like
every
the
book.
place,
I've
like,
got
what do you bring
piles
to
of
the
them. I
table?
haven't even opened my own yet.
What are you
So
bringing
when
to
I
the
wanna
relationship?
understand a book before
Why should
start,
I
check
spend
it out
money
on
and time
short
and
form
effort on
first.
you?
Short form is a
What do I
library
get in
of
return
book
for
and
that?
article summaries that
Reciprocal.
make it quick and easy to learn.
Reciprocal.
You can pick a
The
recommendation.
problem is that
This
they
one
don't
looks
think
appropriate.
that
Read
they
the
should
main
be
points in a
able
few minutes.
to.
Here's a good one. Get the whole book if you want to,
They don't
and
think that
come
they
back
should
and
have to
review later.
contribute
When I
anything at
made
all.
these note cards, it took
You
me
should just be
weeks for
lucky
each
to be
book.
dating
You can
them.
do it just by clicking. They
That's
did all the work
insane
for you.
talk.
Short form is
It's a
great for
partnership.
self-improvement
A
and
healthy
psychology.
relationship
They
is a
publish new
partnership.
summaries every week, and you can vote on which ones. And they even have podcasts and
Whatever.
audiobooks for when you're working out or on the road.
The Book of Numbers one-page summary.
For a free
Yeah.
trial and 20% off, use my link in the video description. If
Do you
you
think
want to
old
help
YouTube
turn
was
these
better than
times
now?
around, you've
I
got
do.
to have a
I think old
strong
YouTube
mind.
was
You've got to get
a little bit
better
more
all the
purist.
time. I should have drawn a brain here. You can bring that to the table. Anyway,
A little
how
less
did we start
standards, you know,
talking about
everybody's
tables?
expecting so
The
much of
popularity
YouTube.
of being the table
Do I
comes
script my
from
videos or
another
just
one
go
of
with
these
the flow?
downward spirals, like in my
Yeah.
situationship
flow.
video, where I explained how when we changed the language about relationships, it changed all the rules, which degraded all the morality, which changed the rules again, and so on, until young women are now interpreting the behavior of young men as cruel, when actually they are mostly just protecting themselves from the nightmare that
Toxicity.
dating has become. But the
Exactly.
table spiral
why
is
I
not
don't
about
date.
blame, it's about entitlement. It's about deserving. It's all about the idea of what do I get from you with.
And that's the problem with the modern dating world, is that women think that they should be treated like queens, and they think that they are the table, and they think that they deserve all of these things, and they use men in order to go to restaurants and eat for free, and then they don't offer anything in return, whether it's emotional support, whether it's a realistic opportunity to be with that person and to find the happiness that they're looking for. It's kind of a joke. And if you're not a simp, because there's so much exposure to simpage online nowadays, women, they don't want to be around you as much. They don't want to be dating you because they know that they can't control you, but they'll be your friend because they'll have a respect for you when you're not a simp. They just aren't interested in that as, like, at least the toxic ones, at least the ones, the majority in these dating scenes that aren't permanently, the ones who are permanently single. That's who I'm talking about.
Without any idea of why would you want to give it? What do you get back? Like most of
Exactly.
our problems, it starts
Reciprocal.
with women's financial liberation, which means giving women more without asking
'Cause now
why.
men
So
don't
now
have
a
more
lot of
money to
women
spend
have
on them.
more, never mind why. And when they have
Where do you think back in the day all of that extra income used to go? Where did it go? If I was making 30% more than you as a man in my position, where do you think that 30% went to? It went to the women that you took care of as the man. Just in general. It went to the household, it went to the supplies, it went to the children, it went to the wife. That's where it went, dude. So now that we're on an even playing field as far as income goes, we don't have that extra money. You have the money now. I have the money equal to yours. We should become more equal. But that's not how it works. They want to keep their half, all this money that they're making. And then they want you to spend your extra 30% on them still. So being in a relationship as a woman saves you money. Being single as a man saves you money. Being in a relationship as a man, you have to spend money. And being single as a woman, you have to spend more money. That is the thing.
have more, they no longer respect men with less or even a similar amount. And when women
Mhm.
don't respect you, then you are icky because now you
Mhm.
don't have the power to do something for her that she could not do for herself. Very
Exactly.
unimpressive. So men
Unimpressive.
are no longer good enough unless they give more, even though they no longer have more, never
Switching
mind
the
why,
averages
which
over.
makes relationships expensive and risky for most.
I think he's insinuating that women want somebody who are better than them. And the fact that there are less women who are worse than men now than there ever has been, the pool of men on the opposite end of the bell curve is smaller. And they have to fight for that person. No one's willing to settle, not in this culture, not in this social media culture.
Most men. That's why men are beginning to ask, what do you bring to the table? I bring art skills. I'm a sensitive genius. Men are saying, you want
Sure.
all this stuff from me, which costs me, and what do I get in return? Nothing? I get to watch you
Nothing.
have it? Can
You
I
get
get a
nothing.
hug? So, to review, making more money than me is attractive, so when men make more, it's easy to find one, but
Mhm.
also, men should not make more money than me,
There's
never
that bell
mind
curve.
why, which means that fewer of them are attractive. And when we're done with that, then where have all the good men gone? So, what do you bring to the table means why would I want to pay the cost of being in a relationship with you? I'm skeptical that this is worth it because I've seen this happen to so many men and they didn't
Exactly.
even get anything on the way there. We're
Mhm.
basically trying to avoid this. If daddy does dishes, then he can have beer. Otherwise, he can't because mommy's in charge. And I'll do a naked hula dance if you change diapers, otherwise I won't. Imagine that's what she brings to the table for 10 years and then you lose your house. And that's not even the worst case scenario. So what do you bring to
Definitely
the
not the
table
worst
is a
case scenario for
reasonable
sure.
question, but the TikTok
That's a
girl
great scenario,
response
dog.
is just another trip down the spiral. Here's a fairly standard answer.
Y'all, where are the men that are just giving women money for just looking good and doing nothing? Because I am a lady. I
Sugardaddy.com,
don't bring
baby.
anything to the table but
That's what's up.
myself.
And another.
This is what I bring. So bronzer, powder,
Okay.
lip balm,
We don't care about that.
hairbrush.
And if those girls were too subtle for you, this one should get the point across. The music really sells this one, but I can't post it. Also, she got POV wrong. There's the ever popular dashboard monologue.
You know what you bring to the table, especially when you are the damn table, darling. Like, you do have a table. Don't ever let somebody make you feel like you don't have a table. You can choose to eat at other people's table, but you got a table too. You have the table.
There's Shira7.
So basically, all I got from that was this woman is making words up in her head and just saying them on a live. That way, she can get attention from people who are in agreement with her just because she's saying something in a specific way that makes them feel good. Like, dog. Like, formulate a good thought. I know I don't do that very often, but Jesus, my God.
And the sprinkle lady, which means give me money.
Sprinkle, sprinkle. If you want a woman to bring something to the table, go to
Sprinkle,
IHOP
sprinkle.
or you can tip her, baby.
Salt
Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Bay.
If I bring something to the table, you're going to be mad because it's going to be another man.
And the memes that follow.
What do you bring to the table, Miss Nothing? I'm not no waitress. And if I was, I'm putting extra food on that bill so you could give me extra.
And of course, endless advice.
If a
Pretty
man is
sneak.
asking you what you bring to the table, it's already an error. It's a problem. This is not a person you want to date. They're not looking to expand with somebody.
Three things you can tell about a man who asks what you bring to the table. Views relationships as transactional. He has unmet needs. He dehumanizes a partner.
They even made table templates.
Fear. Smelly cheeks. A bad vibe.
I like her. I like some of them. Here's what everyone's getting wrong. Number one,
I like it.
Some people think it's all about money, and it's not. And number two, it makes people who are dating treat each other like enemies. It's like a competition of who can take the most advantage of who they're dating. So if
That
what do you
sucks.
bring to the
Never
table
be that
means
way.
how do I benefit from this relationship, or how are you adding to this relationship, then I am the table means I don't care. I'm doing me. Some of them haven't even thought about it.
I am only attracted to wealthy, generous men who provide for me. That's all I've ever dated in my entire life. It's all I ever would. I'd rather
But
be
she's a
single
gold
than
digger.
split bills.
What are you bringing to the table?
It's okay to be
besides your
gold
body?
digger. Just
You'd have
like,
to
you know,
ask them.
call it how you
So
see
from
it.
your
Being a
perspective,
gold
what
digger
do
is
you
being a
bring?
gold digger.
So you don't know what you bring to the table?
I don't really give it that much consideration.
Essentially, you're just giving them sex, and in exchange, you're giving you money, and that's it?
Hopefully
Or
not.
well, then what else is there?
That's
I don't
silly.
know. You'd have to ask them.
Do you see how mad she got? I don't know what's good about me. Now here
Perpetually
are my
and
demands.
permanently single.
Here's a sneak preview from my next levels video. The drawing's not done yet. This level 1 here would be her needs and what she wants. Level 2 would be realizing that others have needs and she has to negotiate. Level
deeper.
3 over here is understanding that she lives in a world where everyone is negotiating with everyone. It's not until level 4 that you get outside of yourself and think, what do I look like to others? How should we be negotiating? So I am the table is part
that
of
makes
the
sense to
maturity
me.
crisis. It's all deserving. And
So basically what he's saying is that the reason why this I am the table thing is because they aren't capable of looking at the big picture and seeing them and seeing themselves and seeing how everyone views them, thinking about themselves and other people. So I guess I totally agree with that. It has to do with maturity and it has to do with the cognitive ability to understand what social circumstances you're in, dude. Like, yes, thank you.
and no self-awareness.
For
It's
real.
basically like a girl Peter Pan.
What do you bring to the table?
I'm not going to answer this question. I'm not going to answer how many books I've read.
It's so hard for her to figure it out.
Integrity, clarity,
Okay.
consistency. What is the female equivalent of that?
There's nothing clear about what she said.
Then why wouldn't you just say that?
She wouldn't say it because she doesn't want to admit that what other people want matters. And the thing about that is, other people don't agree.
You ask me what I bring to the table, I'm bringing myself. I'm peaceful, I'm caring, I'm loving, I can listen.
Those are good
hang
qualities.
on a second. Did
Those are
she
good
just
qualities.
name things about herself?
I'm peaceful, I'm caring, I'm
Good,
loving.
good.
So you might say those are things that she brings to the table, and she named them. You could try that. This generation
don't
of
disagree. I
women
think
thinks
that's
that the table is all about money.
If you date and if you
Yeah,
marry a
usually
what
it
you bring
is.
to the table type of guy, you're going to be fighting over the toilet paper. You're going to be fighting over who bought the rice.
And yeah,
No.
money matters more than
No.
it used to, never mind why. But you're really killing this conversation before it even starts. People trade a lot of things in relationships, and that's really all relationships are, trading things about you, whether you have to or you want to. Relationships are transactional. Some people don't like that word. They say things like, I don't want to be chosen for what I offer. I want someone to like me for the real me. But there is no real you. There's no such thing. What is the real you?
Good
Who are
question.
you?
Who am
Have
I?
you ever thought about that? Have you ever said it out loud? You'd have to name things about yourself, wouldn't you? And those could be anything. They could be features of your body. They could be how much money you have. They could be your views or your values. They could be a skill you have, a hobby you enjoy, a place you grew up, or just your dreams for the future. The things about you are who you are. Some of them can be changed and others not so much, and different people will like different things. There are things
Okay,
you
I
know
mean, I
about
get all that.
yourself, things other people know about you, things everyone knows, and things that you haven't become yet.
Discover.
But none of these things are just some magic ghost that can't be named. They're things that you can see and talk about. And the ones that can change usually start as thoughts, and then they become intentions, actions, habits, and eventually they become a part of
This
who
is getting
you
pretty
are.
deep,
And
guys.
people are
About to learn
complex.
something
There's a
about
lot
myself.
in there to figure out. So if
Thanks
you
for the
want
follow,
someone
Nora.
to like you for you, but you can't
Appreciate you.
name what you is, you might be the table. Relationships are about knowing what you have to give
Kirk,
and
thanks
what
for
you
the
need, and
follow.
also
Comes in
what you
waves,
won't
doesn't
give
it?
and what you
Like I'll
don't
forget
want,
to follow
and
me,
then
and then
talking
somebody
to
like
someone else
follows me,
about
and
what
then it
they
reminds you to
have,
hit
what
that
they
button.
need, and what they do and don't
Appreciate it
want.
though.
That's
Yeah,
the
cool chill.
negotiation.
Thanks. Appreciate
And if
you.
you reach a deal, then
Can we
you
get one
get
more?
to be happy forever. Just
I'm sorry, I'm
kidding.
being greedy.
It's
You
a
don't have to.
constant negotiation. So it's not a flex to go, ha ha, you have to guess. It's just dumb and annoying. I once met a girl who
It really
didn't have any
is.
money, so I said, okay, I'll take care of you, but
Yeah,
I need you to get a better job at some point and kick
Yeah.
in for some of these bills. And she didn't do it, and that's why I don't know her anymore. I later met another.
It's because it's so easy to say that you're going to do something than it is to actually do something. And when you're actually trying to help somebody reach the next tier of their life and they're not taking it seriously, how are you supposed to care more than they do? Especially if you're trying to put in time, effort, and energy, and they're not even reciprocal to that. So they're not even trying to better themselves, but they want them to be, they think they're the table when you're the one trying to help them build their life up. Please tell me if that's not the most insane thing you've ever heard of.
Another girl, and I said, hey, I'm not doing that great right now. And she said, that's okay, I'll work through it. And then she didn't. Constant negotiation. How can you negotiate
Shocking, right?
if you don't know what you have to offer? What do you bring to the table does not always mean you pay half. Usually it just means,
discoverance
what is
journey.
this going to be
You discover
like?
what you can bring
Are
to the
you
table,
worth
right?
the risk of all this time and money and emotional damage? I don't know is not a great answer. What if you went to a dealership and the salesman said, hi there, ready to sign? And you said, can I know something about the car first? And he said, I know
Exactly.
this
That's a great
car's
analogy.
value. This car is worth it. Wouldn't you just leave? What makes you any different? And I can hear some of you saying, people
Yeah,
are
about.
not objects. Yeah,
Splendid.
but
Thanks
you
for the
like
follow,
some of
dude.
them more than others, right? And there are reasons for that, right? So then what are the reasons that people would or would not like you? A lot of people just don't know. And that's why I made something for you.
You just
It's
finished
a
eating?
self-awareness
Good.
exercise. There are some
Good food, baby.
explanations to
Get
get
fat
you
and
started,
sassy. Get
some
fat and
drawings
sassy.
to help you visualize, and finally a worksheet where you can compare what you
This guy
offer
is,
to what
he
other
makes some
people
banger
want, so
videos.
you can
And
gauge how
love
well
him or
things
hate
are
him,
working. You can
he's
use the
kind of right
table
about a lot of
alone
the
or with
stuff.
others. I designed
And at
it
least
for
he has
dating,
a
but you can use
reason
it for
why.
any relationship.
At least he has a
Consult the
reason
table
why
table
he
to get
came to that
started, and you
conclusion,
can get
right?
it for yourself or for someone who really needs to figure things out. The exercise will lead you through what the table is, new ways to think about
Yeah.
who you are,
No, I
choices
totally
you have
agree.
to make a change, and a little story about me.
And
So
if you're
if
not
you
the
want to bring a
table,
little more to the table
if you're not the
than
table, guys,
myself, pick it up on my Patreon.
what does that even mean?
We are not going to fix
What does
our
it mean to be the
problems by becoming
table?
more
Women,
self-centered.
delusional
If you want things to be
sometimes.
better around
Perpetually
you
single
have to
women
be
talk like
what
that.
fits into those things. Taking a look in the mirror is a great
Sanity.
first step.
I thought that was a good I thought that was a good video for sure, because I really don't understand too much about the dating world, because obviously I am undesirable as a human being. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just actually never interested in the dating culture. But Home Math, he does a really great job of breaking stuff down, and being the table is just one of the many topics. He talks about a lot of other really cool stuff that I just kind of get it. And if you don't agree with him, at least you know how he got to that thought process, and he really spells it out for you in case you need pictures in order to figure things out. Because you know me, I need pictures most of the time in order to figure anything out. So, I mean, I'm telling you, bro. We could go watch a little bit more about the dating scene, you know?